Tank, and I can see why. Let's talk about these two teams. First off, Hammer Time. They took out Go Bob last week 3-1. Ensk, the final map of the series, was definitely a sight to see. In the words of Drynitz, he said, "Not too many teams played tracks like we did on Ensk. I figured it would be a good mix of aggression and defense. I think they were indecisive on what they wanted to do. It made it a very easy read." Will that be an easy read tonight against River of Blood if they play on Ensk? I don't think so. We'll see. Locked in a three-way tie. This is their chance to stay in the top 4 for their division. If they win, hashtag can't touch this. They stay in 3rd place. If they lose, they fall to 5th place. Let's talk, or 4th place rather. Let's talk about River of Blood, their opponents. Cruising through the victory of Gongfu last week, they face an opportunity, or they face an opponent currently tied with them for 3rd place, an opportunity to excel past that. If you believe in fairy tales, and this is one Cinderella story told once again, told for the 3rd time. If they win, if River of Blood is able to take this win, hashtag belief business, they stay at 3rd place. If they lose, they fall to 5th place.
Yep.
Tough. And that's based off of the standings before these matches begun tonight. So all sorts of crazy things can happen at the end of the night tonight. We will verify where they all stand.
If you want a little bit of an update,
sure.
Because the Cunninghams just win, that'll give them 10 points, which actually puts them right up there under the Bernal Empires.
Yep.
But still in 3rd.
Still in 3rd.
You fight for 3rd. Hammer Time, River of Blood. They're going to get their 10 points. They're going to be sitting there right on the heels of Bernal Empires, tied with Cunninghams. That's River of Blood or Hammer Time. Now, if it goes to a tiebreaker, that actually hurts them quite a bit. Now, it does leave them still up and ahead of their opponent, breaking away a little bit, but that is not a very secure lead.
It's a solid 4th rather than a tied 3rd with Cunninghams.
Precisely.
If they get 1 league point.
But the next week, they'd have to really worry about their position because they could be overtaken.
All right. Well, with that being said, we welcome the 2 team representatives in the face-off. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, guys.
Hammer Time, let's start with you. Lieberstadt, good to see you.
What's up, Clutch?
Another day, another awesome day at Tanks. In your quote, you spoke about, or the quote of Drynitz, I should say, he spoke about indecisiveness. How do you recognize that? How do you process that? And then how does one like Drynitz, or even you, execute to punish indecisiveness from a team?
I think he might have been talking about indecisiveness on our part. Indecisiveness on another team, well, we don't normally assume that another team will be indecisive. If we can see it, then we're probably already shooting at them. We don't tend to just YOLO in and assume we'll catch them while they're changing or repositioning. So that's not generally part of our strategy. I think he was talking about we need to improve on our indecisiveness. We need to improve our instincts. That's something that we have been improving on for the last 3 seasons now, but we have improvements to make still. We haven't played a single match this season so far that we're entirely satisfied with. Even though points-wise, I think we're okay. We just got to win tonight, and we should be at 13. But I think that answers your question. Maybe I went a bit overboard, but
it does. No, it's fine. It's fine. Perfect.
Thorough,
indeed. Let's check in with River of Blood. Captain Blood, you are in familiar territory. Does that give your team any comfort to what is at stake right now?
Well, I wouldn't call it comfort. I think our spot is decent. I mean, Hammer Time, Cunninghams, us, whoever wins out is 2nd place, I think. And that's if Fnatic beats Bernal Empires next week, which on paper should happen. You know, you never know. But so it's kind of an odd situation that we're in. You know, if we win out, we're in 2nd place, possibly. You know, Hammer Time would love to beat us and have us beat Cunninghams for them, and vice versa. So they're both our biggest fan and our worst enemy right now because they both need us to do the dirty work for the other one to make a nice, clean 2nd for them, possibly. So, you know,
if you could lose to us and beat Cunninghams, that would be sweet.
Sure,
yeah.
Sure, I'm on it.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. Captain Blood, any words you have for us or your opponent?
Good luck. Let's have some good games. Let's both be decisive.
Right.
Sounds good. Lieberstadt, any words?
May the best team win. I reviewed some of the past games we had with River of Blood, and they were close. So we're hoping to just play our best match so far and show how good we are today. Good luck.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Good luck. We'll see you on the battlefield.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Liebestad. He's like, oh, my answer is not too much. No, it's perfect. You always want to extrapolate. You want to expound a bit when you're asked an interview question such as that instead of yes, no, or
Yes
one
and
or
no
two
doesn't
sentences.
tell me anything. It's like,
Nope.
yeah, sure,
Nope.
I could have assumed that, but I want to know what you're thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
expound a little bit. Have some fun with your dictation.
Precisely.
That's what I learned in my years of interviewing people for esports.
Sometimes I talk a little too much.
Let's take a look at the rosters for both these teams. Hammer Time, Overlord Prime, Nits, Kriegs. I don't think they had any roster changes, Rookkill. Want to verify for me?
No, Hammer Time did not.
River
And
of
then
Blood?
River of Blood was able to remove Dodoma, actually. Actually, I believe he left, would have been the case. And then Akula 5, or Akula V. I think that's the name
Akula
of
V.
I think that's a submarine. I think that's what the name is. I don't know about the V, but I know Akula is a submarine. So they picked him up. Hopefully he does pretty well.
We'll see if he plays tonight since the red shirts are no longer applicable to these team members. Well, that does it for the individuals. For the last match tonight, Rookkill, what are your rules for victory?
All right, first rule is going to be Akula 5. As a new member of River of Blood, he's having to fill the shoes of Dodoma. And Dodoma was an incredible performer, dealing incredible damage, knowing how to position himself, what to do it all the time. And unfortunately, he has left River of Blood for one reason or another. And, well, Akula 5 is going to have to fill those shoes tonight. If he doesn't play, someone else has got to fill those shoes of Dodoma, where he previously played. Next, we got to have 187 on NYPD. He's going to have to go down. That's the rule. He is the top performer for Hammer Time. Always top damage, consistently, and one of the top performers overall in the entire league right now. If he does not die every single battle, which it's difficult because he's very squirrely, especially in a 1390 or a 5100, it must be done. If it can't, there's going to be a lot of problems. And finally, third rule is learn from the past. We got to look to games from Fnatic versus Hammer Time, find openings or general strategies and maps to defeat them and emulate other opponents in the past. It's going to be difficult for River of Blood, but I'm not sure their aggressive playstyle will be all that appropriate today.
Today.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe.
Or
Possibly.
next week.
Possibly. All right, here we go. Battle number 1 between the final match of tonight for the Bravo Division in week number 6. It is Hammer Time versus River of Blood on Pro Heroica. Rookkill, what do we have for tanks?
Well, we've got a T-32, an Object 416, T-69, two 1390s, and two T1 Cunninghams for Hammer Time. But it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks for River of Blood. I guess a disconnect or something? We're going to have to see. But maybe they're just one short tonight. That's not good. That's not what you need tonight. They'll have, and I forgot to say the tanks, 2 Pershings, a T-69, two 1390s, and only a single T1. And that's going to be Akula playing that role.
This is tough.
Oh, Invade's here. Hey, Invade's going to make a showing.
Oh, it's good to see.
Yeah, you must be feeling better. It was great.
Invade has been battling cancer, so it's good to see him on the battlefield here on the side of River of Blood.
There we go. Opening scout run. Looks good. All right. He doesn't look tired today. I think he's doing all right. It's good to see him. Well, he gave me a keychain when we were in Vegas for one of our files. It's a combination nail clipper bottle opener. It's great.
Handy.
It serves 2 functions.
Invade will be passing south of GQ, now heading towards the west, down the Delta line. A little bit of spotting happening for Doc Golem and GQ. Shot fired from GQ, no dice.
Nope.
But Doc Golem takes down Son of Hail. Now it's tied up. 41 tier points with 2, losing that 1 T1.
And I'm just getting word that, yes, River Blood did only have 6 people show up. They're not having a full roster tonight. I know, of course, Canaduck is
Fighting Fires.
Fighting Fires in Canada somewhere.
Oh, kudos to Captain Blood not mentioning it. Mentioning it. Excuse me. Been working on my Mandarin, folks, and your English starts to suffer.
I've heard it. You gotta keep practicing. You're gonna actually have to practice English. Open a book.
I need to open up a sonnet. I was gonna ask Daniel W. Tang from Gong Fu if I could test out some of my Mandarin with him sometime. Also Jackie Rudo.
Go for it. But back to the battle, a little bit of spotting. GQ able to do here and there, just a little spotting and dispersion. Good tank for it. And Photo Finish just keeps getting lit, but I don't think there's any real crossfire that's going to be working. Invade is in an interesting position to try, but I think the cover from NYPD and that object is too good. Anything that happens, any real pushes and trying to grab advantage won't work. Drynets and NYPD are in amazing cover positions right now, and I'm pretty sure the River of Blood knows it.
Vade's going to be hanging back behind the bushes just for a little bit. No long shots set up. Looks like a blind fire from Drynets. No dice.
Little blind fire. GQ takes a hit for 262. And that's going to be a little bit of a lead for Hammer Time. Of course, Drynets, I thought he was going to get spotted. Zazie as well. I forgot about him being right down below the hill. Doesn't have the best angle, unfortunately. Although Invade might be able to get some spotting. No. Drynets is going to go away.
Doc Gollum fires 2 more shots. He falls back, takes a hit for 531, or is that a double volley?
That's 2 shells.
That's got to be 2 shells.
No one hits that hard on this team.
No, that's no RNG.
Well, unless maybe they got like a full pen HE or something, but even then, that would have to be the T-32's HE with a 105.
Shaka Booey.
Yes, Shaka Booey. Actually, wait, the HE? No, I don't think the HE on NYPD, the Object 416 is quite as good. I could be wrong. Now we've got to push Zazie. Moving up, taking hits. He's taking 1, stops just in time to force Invade to miss. And now shots going on to Invade. He has to get out of here. Zazie is not taking any counter pressure for this, and they're actually going to be able to force Invade out of the position. Nothing, absolutely nothing to reply from River of Blood. I think that's a huge mistake.
Zazie pumped his brakes just in time to be able to dodge that shot coming from Invade.
Smooth moves, really. Taking advantage of the timing. Really well played. Because Invade's got to lead the target. It's moving that quickly. And now we've got a flank in the west. The response from River of Blood is either to give ground or push over. It looks like they're going to do a little bit of both. Photo Finish going to take some pressure from Captain Blood. Captain Blood needs to pick a side of this ridge, and GQ along with Doc Golmer need to
Captain Blood is trying to escape.
This is not going to work. River of Blood's probably going to fall from here. They don't have enough of an advantage, and Hammer Time is playing this far too cleanly.
Oh, Captain Blood still has some fight left in him. His Photo Finish takes a shot from the captain. Overlord Prime takes a hit. NYPD starts getting lit up. River of Blood is showing their teeth against Hammer Time.
Oh, wow. What is going on here? Hammer Time should be getting momentum. They should be continuing their push, but I guess it's not happening. Zazie reloaded. Drynet's not having shells. NYPD and Photo Finish just trying to trade consistent fire tanks.
Doc Golem and GQ that were trading that fire going back and forth, but that T-69 with 2 shots and then GQ with his consistent fire between any possible reloads has allowed River of Blood to try to even up the HP value pool.
Wow.
2 shots from Doc Golem as warning shots from any approaches coming from Hammer Time, and they fall back a bit.
Nitz is still alive. That's actually very important for Hammer Time. He's in the backfield spotting Invade when he can, or perhaps Savagey, and keeping Captain Blood lit. So whenever Captain Blood moves up, everyone from Hammer Time knows it. And that is actually huge for them, which will work against River of Blood very soon, especially if they try something sneaky.
Couple more shots heading towards Overlord Prime. Zazie gets hit again from Doc Golem. He takes a shot to the front, though. The loader bought the farm, says the crew. And Invade cleans up after GQ lands another shot against Zazie.
But there is a little bit of a push coming from the south. Drynets has an angle on Savagey and may be able to take him down. One more shell from Drynets. Will get it.
Drynets able to launch a nice shot there.
That evens it up.
Doc Golem super low. That press. He dodges 1 shot. GQ, if he gets in front of him, he will fall. Captain Blood goes down.
Invade could be bringing this back. Nice position from the 1390. Photo Finish is very, very low. NYPD and Overlord Prime. Overlord Prime taking yet another shell.
Oh,
1 more.
NYPD from long range able to cover his friend, but GQ wants revenge and he misses.
And that's going to be huge. That's going to allow Photo Finish. He bounces as well.
Two. One went into the track before. That one bounces.
GQ
And
goes down.
NYPD. That's 2 from the sniper spot of NYPD.
Nice shot. Now Akula goes down. It's Invade and only him. Now Nitz is on the hunt. He's going to look for Invade.
254. Slight chance he can be able to escape, but they're going to head towards the flag most likely instead of the chase.
Nitz is heading in the right direction. Covering him is Drynitz. Overlord Prime, NYPD are all, Photo Finish even, are all in great positions for this. And now Invade is lit. And every angle is on him. Photo Finish. There he goes.
And there goes Invade. Hammer Time takes battle number 1 on Prohorovka. A lot of traded shots from both teams,
Yes.
but in the end, it was turning into that focus against the tanks on the hill compared to where Invade was, who was sweeping back and forth in his 1390. But what does it look like with the stats overall from what you saw on the side of Hammer Time?
Well, it looks like Drynitz is actually one of the top performers. We saw him flank to the south and actually get some brilliant shots all across the southern part of River of Blood's deployment. Overlord Prime falls in second, and NYPD is actually not sitting on the top. He fires quite a bit, not able to get as many connections as he would like in that Object 416. Simply the nature of that battle made it so he was not able to do precisely what he wanted. Now, Invade has played, I believe, 1 battle in regular season before this, and that one was about, I think, 1,700 damage in a 1390. His second battle in the WGLNA Season 4, he gets 1,530. So, incredibly consistent performer for Invade. I'm very impressed. It's good to see him back. He's always been great. That's it. And you can never expect anything less from him. I hope he can keep it up in this battle.
Cliff will be the next battle tonight.
Good.
The first time we're seeing Cliff tonight, if you can believe it, out of all the matches we've had tonight so far.
Yeah. And that'll mean 1390s, T69s, T32s.
Possibly Pershings, possibly Object 416s.
Possibly. We could see NYPD in that Object 416. Might depend on spawn, which with Hammer Time spawning to the north, that could be a possible tank.
Tank Destroyer could be used if they want to play super, super defensive.
Well,
but
I
they're gonna
think
be at the northern side
yeah,
though.
they tend to lean towards the Object 416. I think it's because the damage output, heat shells at range are actually pretty good. Now the chance to fizzle, it's always there, but it seems like heat just does well at range because it doesn't fall off. It's a shape charge, so when it connects, that's when you get all the penetration. As opposed to APCR, falls off, gets a little slower. So.
Well, will it be an aggressive stance between these two teams? As we saw a little bit in Prohorovka that turned into more damage trading, and then in the end, the first tier 8 to fall became 2 after that took too much damage, or possibly outflanking each other, which what we saw from Fnatic versus Cunningham's last week, which was quite a sight to see. It's up to these teams. Battle number 2 on Cliff. Ruko, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, we're looking at Object 416, played by NYPD himself. Photo Finish and a Pershing, T69, 2 1390s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams for Hammer Time. River of Blood will be bringing a Pershing, T69, 3 1390s, and a T1 Cunningham, also played by Akula. Pay attention to River of Blood, man. They've got the potential. They're just down 1 tanker.
That's right. Still anyone's game, only down 1 point.
It's difficult, though. When you don't have that T1, that's a lot of vision lost. And then the T1 has to carry the weight of the other T1s, or someone else has to split their attention between their regular duties and trying to maybe kill their opponent's T1 and even everything up. But for opening moves, NYPD moves in the back. Zazie takes a posture in the middle. Drynitz actually playing the role of a mountain goat. And will cover.
Well, Captain Blood and Invade headed over to the donut side, but they're not going to peek around the corner. On the northern side, they're going to hang back in the southern tip.
Reasonable. Trying to get a little crossfire on the back side of the hill. Maybe pick one off of Zazie if he gets in the wrong spot. Unfortunately, I think Zazie knows about those positions well enough and might be able to keep himself covered and in the right positions. Dropping just low enough, rising up just high enough. Playing that little Goldilocks zone on the back side of the hill. Now Son of Hail, I think, gets lit for a moment. No. Akula V, moving up, takes a hit. One of the T1s. And now Son of Hail taking a little damage. almost goes down. Kula, nice blind fire onto one of the T1s. Will actually force him to move back, and if Akula can get reloaded in time, which actually I think his loader might be dead or something.
Doc Golem takes a hit from Zazie from up top.
Nice shot.
Changes his turret to look towards the direction of the danger, then back to the center as he falls back a bit here.
And Zazie is going to try and get a little spotting. He spots GQ. I think that's via proxy. But you can see the defensive play from Hammer Time. They've got Overlord Prime watching the southeast approach. You got Photo Finish sitting in one of the typical spots for a medium. And NYPD, huge DPM tank, overwatching absolutely everything. There's not a flank which will work all that well for Hammer Time. Well, maybe a little bit, but I think most every approach is going to be rather costly.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have to figure that out pretty soon, hopefully. At least for their sake. For Hammer Time's sake, I mean. Maybe they don't do anything.
Still dancing back and forth as River of Blood and Hammer Time. Invade. Will he jump off the mountain? Whoa, 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 whoa! He's fine.
Smooth
He's fine. Like butter.
like butter. Okay.
Well, send
Real
back.
butter? Or that margarine stuff?
Yeah, either one. Whatever you like to put on your pancakes. He's going to head back where Savagey is located. He's creeping up on the east side on Cliff. As he gets closer and closer, Overlord Prime could spot him. And that T-69 is in, well, that's quite a different place to be for a T-69 compared to usually a T1 in that spot.
Not a whole lot of movement. I'm seeing Nits jumping around a little bit here and there. Got a few different options for these teams. Doesn't look like they're going to go for them. Actually, wait, what is that? 2 T8s, Savagey.
Savagey gets hit. Overlord Prime is waiting for it. Another shot. He's half health. Overlord Prime fires again. Can he get a third one? Not in time. Ooh, shoo, ooh, close.
A reply from Drynitz, though. He is moving in his 1390, and he could go for the fight. Invade appears to be backing off, but Savage looks to be limping away.
Savagey is super low. They could get this. Drynitz wants it. He comes around the corner.
Miss.
Missed shot from Savagey. Drynitz. Flawless victory against Savagey. However, Invade lands one shot. Can he get a second?
Not quite the second. Third, though, is a connection. And
Here comes Overlord Prime.
oh, backup has arrived.
One from the T-69, waiting for a second. Gets it. Invade is low, and that's going to leave River of Blood almost, yep, gets it. They're
Oh,
down 2 tier 8s.
Huge mistake right there. Pushing in, no real support, no reply from anyone else. I don't think River Blood is really in the state that they want to be. They've got one tanker down. They're not, I think, using the regular lineup. Hammer Time is just on point. Perfect reaction. Almost no time wasted. Once they discovered those T8s flanking around, they instantly reacted, moved, and jumped on it. And then follow up from Overlord Prime. Perfect. And now the group. Hammer Time is just going to group up, get everyone together, and move in for a fight.
GQ Doc Golem sticking it out, though. Making Hammer Time work for it. Akula V. Well, he's going to hold the one line. Active scouting. When it comes down to the push of Hammer Time on those T1s, he sees Nits. Or he doesn't see him yet, but he blind fires. Captain Blood is spotted. He fires on the side of Photo Finish. Big volley of damage. Can he get the kill?
Here possibly, but Drynitz is right behind him.
Man,
That low roll.
not able to get it. And Drynitz knows that Captain Blood is out of shells. Wow. Drynitz is all over the place.
Just doing work. Now Zazie moves in on Doc Golem. Lights. Fires and bounces the first shell. Second one will actually go into the tracks. Wow. Okay. Doc Golem's got his... He's getting lucky. Even his gun gets hit. All right, it's taking a little extra time to kill that T-69, but winner Hammer Time.
And Hammer Time is up 2-0 against River of Blood. Tough place for River of Blood. I've said that multiple times for many teams tonight. It gets tougher and tougher the closer they get to the end of the season because the higher that they are in the season standings, some think that they'll get a better seed. Well, they still have to go to the playoffs. It's the top 8 teams that make it to the playoffs in a double elimination bracket. Now, the teams that will get relegated out are the 2 bottom teams. And then for the wild card, the 5th place of Alpha Division will face the 4th place of Bravo and vice versa. So there's still a number of chances, echoing what Captain Blood said, to still make it to the playoffs. That's indeed true. But they have a better shot if they win tonight. And they're going to have to perform one of the biggest comebacks in their entire career against Hammer Time, who decisively took them out 2-0 so far in this series. Tough place to be in.
Yes. And starting 2 down, I mean, the comeback's going to have to be 3 in a row. River Blood's going to have to get it together, make some of their crazy pushes they always make. Maybe that'll do it. I mean, if there's anything we know River Blood does, it's be incredibly aggressive together and be very effective in that brawl when it's all 5 tanks.
Get them on a city map. Get them on a city map.
Oh,
Proroka and Cliff.
Would you look at that?
Get them on
Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf. That's where they're at.
There you go. That's
Now-
going to be it. Himmelsdorf is going to be map number 3. Hammer Time knows a pretty solid defense, though.
If River of Blood can stay together on this map, they're a force to be reckoned with. But if Hammer Time can somehow, either in a defensive posture, crossfire position, or spearhead cutting through where River of Blood is trying to assault and then spread them out, go for the individual.
So blitz
3-2.
right off the start. Let's go down the middle.
Blitz, yeah.
Don't even
Just blitz.
stop.
If I was River of Blood, I would blitz down the middle.
It's crazy. You want to know what's crazy? Hammer Time's going to expect it. They're going to cover it. That's what I'm calling. Hammer Time's going to cover that split down the middle. Doesn't matter if River Blood goes. I'm thinking they're going to cover it.
Well, Hammer Time can play for the 2 draws and win the series.
Possibly.
And I don't. There's no reason that Hammer Time has to aggress. But you know, if that happened, if River of Blood went up the center of the courtyard, Hammer Time had 2 tanks in the 2 different crossroads that can happen at the 7-8 line, and then on the west next to the train tracks, and then doubled up as those tanks would just keep going, saying, "Hey, just forget it, just go for the flag cap." GG. That's only one possible scenario for a defensive play, and there's multiple. Tough place, River of Blood. That's the best way I can articulate it. Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. Is it improbable? Well, people that throw down some points in their bets for River of Blood, they're still crossing their fingers. They believe they can do it. They're in the belief business. They have performed Cinderella stories in the past. That's why they're in the comfort zone. They're also in the danger zone. Real Kill, battle number 3. What do we have for tanks?
For tanks, we've got 3 AMX 5100s, 2 IS3s, 2 T1 Cunninghams. For the side of Hammer Time, River of Bloods found their last player. 2 5100s, 3 IS3s, 2 T1s, Akula 5, and Striker has shown up. All right. Invade, Savagey, Captain, Blood, Doc Golem, GQ, Akula 5, and Striker. We've got a full roster from River Blood. If this isn't the time for them to turn it around, I don't know what is.
In the north, you see them in the blue. It's River of Blood. In the south, Hammer Time. Looking at the opening movements, River of Blood, they're separating 3 and 2. Oh, man.
Interesting.
Well, maybe if
That's one way to get your attack going.
their one strength can become your greatest weakness. Maybe they've been working on their 3-2 split to surprise Hammer Time. One tank has been spotted, Invade. Shots coming out. Once he's loaded, Savagey as well.
Photo finish gets lit, and that's probably going to stop short the attack on the 8 line, but a shot goes in. Photo watching it, and they are expecting that mid push. They're very well set up for any kind of mid aggression. They can deflect it very easily. Also reply to an 8 line push with ease. And there's a little dink right off of Photo Finish's turret.
Savagey. Waiting for a shot.
He's not going to find one.
He's not going to find one.
He doesn't really get a song because nothing's going to be there. It'll be a disappointing song.
Imagination.
I mean, if there was something there, what would you say?
Look out.
It's real great song.
Final words. It's the final thing he would hear. Look out. Boom. Crescendo, decrescendo in half a second.
I don't know.
It would be an explosion.
It's an accent.
You're the music maestro. GQ popping up here on the hill. He knows he's spotted. That's sixth sense.
Now there's a little bit of motion from Doc Golem on the 8 line.
Invade is still spotted.
No, and he's
Checking
taking
with
a
him.
shell in
He
the
has.
meantime. Right through the
Savagey.
window from Overlord Prime. Good shot.
GQ
And
hit.
Dryness is waiting in the wings. Zazie and NYPD. This is a trap. This is straight up a trap waiting to happen. They're going to push up the 8 line, and Hammer Time is ready to deflect.
Doc Golem ready for
But Dryness is moving
the
away.
assault.
Dryness is going to be facing the wrong way.
Will they spot him in time? Zazie, NYPD. They're in a prime location to get the shots.
This wasn't the time.
Nope. Captain Blood
No? Okay.
joining Doc Golem.
Oh, they're going to back off. Anticlimactic right there. Recognizing that this was very possibly a trap. NYPD.
Wait.
Oh, they're just going to go for it.
They're going for it. Around
And
the corner.
Here comes Dryness as well. It's going to be a 3v2.
Ooh, Captain Blood and Doc Golem focus NYPD. Less than half health. Captain Blood's in trouble. He's tracked. Doc Golem and him fall back. They trade that fire. Now Captain Blood.
And
Less
the
than
flank
75%.
in from the west is going to come invade. And at the same time, GQ is going to force that attack to slow itself down. I'm going to follow the west over the Prime versus Invade. Invade in that 5100 should be able to take him out. He's getting some nice track shots. He is taking a lot of damage, though, and should have to retreat one more shell and will not quite finish him off. 36 hit points, 885 damage. Invade can back off, reload, take a little bit of this advantage. Overlord Prime might chase, but he could find himself walking to a track. Savagey is on his way in. Striker moving across will go towards the cap.
Ammo rack.
Ammo rack?
Ammo rack.
On who?
Captain Blood.
Whoa. Ouch. How much health did he have left?
Couldn't tell. I was watching in Vegas. I thought the sweep was going to push in. But Doc Golem and Captain Blood tried to hold it. But Captain Blood is gone.
And now on the hill, Akula goes down, gets crewed out.
Ooh, nice shot from Doc Golem. That snapshot against Dryness. But NYPD takes down GQ. River of Blood is falling apart. This separation did not work.
Not a lot they can do. It was good in some ways, but the response from Hammer Time was excellent. They were set up for it, and they didn't have to alter anything with their strategy. Dryness takes a hit. Doc Golem. One more. Oh, 2 more actually is needed. And Invade plus Savagey are actually going to do a little damage here. Zazie might go down. No, he will not. But there are a number of tanks from Hammer Time that are incredibly low. Savagey could clutch this. He's got a huge amount of hit points. If he can catch tanks one by one, that would be a huge mistake by Hammer Time.
And Invade lines up a shot against Zazie. Can he get another one?
Track
get it.
shot.
Here comes Photo Finish.
Gets a kill.
Oh, and Photo Finish misses. Here comes Overlord Prime. And
Oh.
Invade kills Overlord Prime.
What?
Invade focuses on Photo Finish. But he's now reloading, and he has to run.
He's dead. He's got to be dead.
T1 Son of Hail from behind. Photo Finish gets the shot. Savagey, full health,
Run it.
almost loaded.
He's hunting for you.
Man, if there's one time that Savagey could do this, it's here. Look how low the rest of the tanks are. One shot on Photo, one shot on Dryness.
NYPD. He's found him. Savagey has to move his attention. And he
Oh,
turns.
misses. NYPD fires again. It's all he needs. T1 from
NYPD.
behind.
Photo Finish gets it.
Photo
That's it.
Finish with the kill. 3-0 from Hammer Time against River of Blood.
That was decisive.
That was swift.
Yeah.
That was swift. 3-2 split still does not work for River of Blood. If they've been practicing it, it was a good card to play.
Mhm.
If it was a surprise card, unfortunately, did not work. Took too much damage, and Amarak certainly didn't help against Captain Blood. And in the end, Hammer Time proves that they are still one of the top 4 teams in their division. What about the hard stats, Rookkill? How do
All
these
right.
tankers perform?
It looks like we've got NYPD yet again being the top performer. He has to die. 2,557 damage on that 5100. Outpacing the rest of his team. No one even touched him. 1,000 damage over. He gets 10 shells out. Only 1 bounce. Absolutely phenomenal from NYPD. This is why I keep talking about him. He is just disgusting. Absolutely insane. He is just destroying everyone when he gets a chance. Hammer Time, without him, I'm not sure if anybody else can perform on that level. not to knock anyone else on Hammer Time.
The
but
pride of New York.
Dude,
That's what I call him.
he's so
NYPD.
good.
He is.
So good.
He is. That's very, very well played. Dryness was all over the place as well.
Yep.
But Invade, he did some significant damage.
He
on the side of
really
River of
was the
Blood.
top performer for River of Blood tonight. Every single battle, he was doing great, putting out sufficient damage. We saw that in Prohorovka. We saw it here in Himmelsdorf. He does a solid job wherever he gets a chance to play. Unfortunately, we don't get to see him every night. He just shows up and blows everyone up.
Show up and blow up. Well,
Yep.
we do wish him a speedy recovery as he goes through that obstacle. And if you'd like to send your well wishes, he is on Twitter. Ask the people in chat or ask Dan Morris or ourselves. I can't remember his Twitter offhand, but we'll give it to you guys. You can send your support. Well, Ruko, go ahead and look it up.
I have him on Facebook. It's
There he is.
Invade WGLNA.
Invade WGLNA. You can follow him there.
Yep.
Follow him there. All right, let's recap the matches tonight. Bernal Empires versus Googly Bobbers. It was 3-0 against GoBob for Bernal Empires. Fnatic 3-0'd Refuse to Die. Or no, it's 3-1 on Googly Bobbers. They took one battle. Refuse to Die. It's 3-0 on Fnatic. Cunningham's was 3-1 over Gong Fu. And Hammer Time River of Blood, the updated stats, it's 3-0 in favor of Hammer Time. Fast night tonight, Rookie. A lot of 3-0s.
Very surprising. I did not expect that last one to be a 3-0. I thought it would be much closer. But with those rosters, what are you going to do?
Down a man in the T1 could be demoralizing and having to adjust. Finally, that last battle, they had all 7.
Yeah.
But it was good to see Invade. You didn't mention that many times. It was really good to see him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where does that leave us with the standings? We'll bring that up in just a second. But the predictions that you and I made, the conversations that you and I had with the team here in Burbank, with the rest of Wargaming, we're really excited to see how the stories are unfolding here in Week 6. One more week for both Alpha and Bravo Division as we get ready to see who's going to make it to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's close.
Very, very close. It's just a little bit of ties here and there. We've got Cunningham stepping ahead, Hammer Time stepping ahead, River of Blood staying at 7 points, Refuse to Die staying at 6, and we can take a look at those standings, show you guys that right now. Fnatic leads the way, Bernal Empire's right behind them with 12. Hammer Time and Cunningham's will have to break that tie. We're going to see who steps ahead next week. River of Blood down at 7, Refuse to Die 6, Googly Bobbers 3, and Kung Fu still sits at 0.
They face Cunningham's next week, correct? That's what we were told by Captain Blood.
Let me go check the matches real
Okay.
quick. Oh, dang it. My match thing is down. There it is.
There it is.
It is. Okay.
Confirmed
Next
for me.
week, Gong Fu Googly Bobbers.
Gong Fu Googly Bobbers.
Refuse to Die Hammer Time.
Refuse to Die Hammer Time.
Fnatic Bernal Empires.
Fnatic Bernal Empires.
And then River of Blood, the Cunninghams.
So River of Blood can fight for a 3-way tie
Yes.
in 3rd place?
They can fight for a 3-way tie for 3rd place.
For 3rd
yes.
place, if
But,
that happens. 'Cause
but,
depending on the Cunninghams.
yeah, it depends on the Cunninghams versus River of Blood. And then, of course, this assumes that Hammer Time beats Refuse to Die. We don't know.
Man, this is exciting. We definitely want to tune in for the Alpha Division next week. That is on Thursday at 5 o'clock Pacific time. We'll be here as we broadcast the final week of group play for Alpha. And then Friday, same time, 5 o'clock. The pregame show starts at 4:45. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that follow button and follow us on our social media websites. And I hope you enjoy those Type 59s. Dan Actually Shakes Morris will be taking care of that in chat tonight. We'll see you next week on behalf of everyone here at the WGLNA. Good night and good game.